Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to start out this evening with the 2014-2015 budget public hearing. Notice that this public hearing was duly published on March 5th, 2014 in a local publication. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Ahrens? Here. Camera?
Here.
Carbonaro?
Here.
Martin?
Here.
Ranky?
Here.
Shipman? Absent. President Wallace.
Here. I'll ask the village administrator for some comments. The crowd will be given an opportunity to offer up any written or oral testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have a brief presentation about the proposed budget this evening. The proposed revenues for fiscal year 2014-2015 total $50.2 million. These revenues are relatively evenly divided amongst property taxes, other taxes, service charges. The proposed general property tax levy will remain flat next year for the fourth consecutive year in a row. The total proposed budget for the fiscal year 2014-15 is $57.4 million. This is a 2.27% increase over last year. The total operating budget is $40.5 million, which is a 2.77% increase from last year. Factors impacting these increases include funding for the Emerald Ash Borer Replacement Program, municipal building expenditures for the golf course, and expansion study for the police facility. Operating expenditures are divided into 5 primary uses. A little over 2/3 of the operating expenditures are for public safety and public works, which includes street, water, sewer, and parking. The remaining third is divided among general government, golf, and debt. The capital portion of this proposed budget is $13.3 million. Capital portion of the budget varies from year to year based upon the individual projects that we have scheduled. Capital project portions are divided into 5 broad categories: water, sewer, streets, economic development. About 27% of the proposed capital relates to our street program. As you know, this coming summer will be the 3rd year of that program. The highlights of the proposed capital budget include the well number 8 barium removal, 2012 road project that I just mentioned, stormwater detention at Prospect and North Avenue, and the Bluff City and Brewster Creek public improvements. The finance director and I are ready to answer any further questions that you might have as a portion of this public hearing.
Thank you. At this point, are there any comments from the board during the hearing portion?
Are we going to have an additional discussion regarding the golf issues during the finance committee?
Absolutely. You will go through the remaining budgets and circle back and have discussion on any of the areas that you looked at last week and would like to discuss further.
Okay.
Anybody else on the board like to ask any questions? Hearing none, we'll ask if there's anybody in the audience with written or oral testimony. Seeing none or hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Ahrens, seconded by Trustee Martin. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Ahrens?
Yes.
Camera?
Yes.
Carbonaro?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes.
Motion carries. This motion, the hearing is adjourned. Now call to order the Village of Bartlett Board meeting for March 18, 2014. I call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Ahrens?
Yes.
Camera?
Here.
Carbonaro?
Here.
Martin?
Here.
Ranky?
Here.
Shipman? Absent. President Wallace.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Moving right along brings us to our consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk on the consent agenda are considered routine, will be enacted by one motion. There are no separate discussions of these items unless the board member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from general order of business and considered at the appropriate time on the agenda. At this point, is there anything that any board member would like to add or remove from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as drafted.
So moved. Second.
It's moved by Trustee Carbonaro, seconded by Trustee Kammerer. Please, would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Aaron's?
Yes.
Kammerer?
Yes.
Carbonaro?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes.
Motion carries. Minutes on the agenda. Bills list on the consent agenda. Next item on the agenda for this evening is the Treasurer's Report. Mr. Martinowicz.
Thank you, Mayor. Sales tax received through January 2014 total $1,635,211, and it represents a 1.80% increase over the same time period as last year. Moving on to the motor fuel tax report, total motor fuel taxes received through February 2014 are $1,093,037, and it represents a 5.89% increase over the same time period last year.
That's all you got for us? All right, thank you, Mr. Martinowicz. No President's report this evening. At this point, are there any questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll move along to the town hall portion of the meeting. At this point it gives the audience an opportunity to address the board. Please step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes.
I'll do my best. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Suzanne Colomb, and I currently reside in Geneva, Illinois, but for the first 18 years of my life, I resided at 210 Little John Court, just a few blocks away here in Bartlett, and most notably, recently, I should say, as the former principal at Bartlett High School. So tonight, though, I join you in my new role as Assistant Superintendent for Teaching and Learning in School District U46 to share with you some of the accomplishments of your Bartlett students and your Bartlett schools from the past year. This year, U46 for the first time published an annual report, and I have numerous copies, and I'll leave them here with you so that you can review them to highlight the achievements and the awards of students. And I wanted to make sure that you were aware of some of the achievements that Bartlett students and schools are being recognized for. To begin, you have several elementary schools, Bartlett, Centennial, Prairie View, and Wayne, which were all named to the Illinois Honor Roll Schools list during the 2012 and 13 school year for academic excellence. Additionally, this one's close to my heart. I don't know if anybody in here knew, but Bartlett High School was named to Newsweek magazine's list of America's best high schools for 2013. Also a tremendous accomplishment and reflection of your community. But part of what makes Bartlett High School so successful is the academy and the drive for the science, engineering, and technology students and courses at Bartlett High School. And just to make you aware, we have two young people, National Honor Society President Christian Garcia and his classmate Evan Hernandez, who designed a liquid medicine bottle during their junior year as academy students and have already been contacted by Blue Cross Blue Shield about their product and the potential of a patent for their work. And as I said previously, we know that the success of the students is in large part due to the community, the families, and your support. And we want to make sure you also know that we highlight and recognize the successful partnership between U46 and the Bartlett Public Library Reading Program. There are other achievements included, but I want to make sure that you were aware of a few. As I said, I'm going to leave this program with you so you can take a look at this. I also have a stack of my business cards with my email and my phone number so that I can continue to support the relationship with the Village of Bartlett. If you have any questions or concerns or you need a contact in U46, please do not hesitate to email or call me. I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Plum.
Oh, bravo. Bravo.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks, Jill.
Good to get those reports from U46. So.
And she didn't complain about any?
there anyone else that would like to address the board at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on to the standing committee reports. First standing committee report for this evening is under Planning and Zoning. Chairman Kammerer.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are currently no items on the Planning and Zoning agenda for this evening.
Thank you, Chairman Kammerer. Next on the agenda is Building Committee. Chairman Martin.
No report this evening. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman Martin. Next is Finance and Golf Committee. Chairman Ranke.
Thank you, Mr. President. No report this evening.
Thank you, Chairman Ranke. Next item on the agenda is License and Ordinance. Chairman Carbonaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing further to add.
Thank you, Chairman Carbonaro. Next on the agenda is Police and Health Committee. Chairman Shipman's not here this evening. No report from Police and Health Committee. On the agenda, next on the agenda is Public Works Committee. Chairman Ahrens.
Oh, I got words. Our agenda items, the 2014 resurfacing project bids. Bids were received for completing the approximately 20 miles of road. This is the final year of our 3-year plan. The bids were opened, I believe, hold on February 20th at 11 a.m. Plota Construction submitted the low bid of $357,425,000. I'm kidding. It was $3,579,425.64 for this project. Based upon this bid, Paul Kester, our soon-to-be retired Public Works Director, has recommended this bid. So at this time, I move the Village Board approve Resolution 2014-17 for the 2014 resurfacing project in the amount of $3,579,425.64 to Plota Construction Incorporated, Hoffman Estates, Illinois.
Second.
It's moved by Trustee Ahrens, seconded by Trustee Martin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Ahrens?
Yes.
Kammerer?
Yes.
Carbonaro?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ranke?
Yes.
The motion carries. Would that be all, Chairman Ahrens?
Oh, I'm sorry. And that concludes the Public Works Committee this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman Ahrens. Next item on the agenda is under new business. At this point, does any member of the board have any new business to address? I'm sure we'll be talking much about new business and discussion on the budget. Hearing none, we'll move along to questions and answer time. Anything new come up? Hearing none, we'll move on to adjournment. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Ahrens, seconded by Trustee Kammerer. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ahrens?
Yes.
Kammerer?
Yes.
Carbonaro?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ranke?
Yes.
We're adjourned.